I have the privilege of being here with TDECU. Guys, I've honestly, this is a dream come true since I was a little girl. I think TDECU is just the coolest place. I don't know why. I mean, obviously I know why, because it's cool people. But I don't know. This is something that's very close to me because when we moved back here from Colorado, my dad was like, I gotta get the bank. It's TDECU. It's only for Dow people. And it was just a really big deal. And I know it's not only for Dow people. Full disclosure, not only for
open
Dow.
to the public.
Yes, but it is open to the public. But it was a really big deal.
Of Texas. Yeah,
it was just, yes, it was, but it's special, right? It's special. And I think here too, and I know you guys will get into that, but for Brazoria County, one of the reasons why I wanted to focus in on you guys is because, this is full disclosure for me, not every lender is created equal. So to my future clients, every lender has products that are specific to them, and something that's very special about TDECU is something that's close to me is that I hope we get to talk about it, but the Champions Loan, because I was an educator, once an educator, always an educator, no longer in the classroom, but so I wanted to
teach.
Yeah, there's always someone to teach. You guys are going to teach me today. So without further ado, I'm going to let these gorgeous ladies, aren't they beautiful? Thank y'all so much. Surrounded by beauty. I'm so excited. Just go around and introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Vanessa. I've been with the credit union for 5 years, but I've been in the credit union industry for 15. So look really young because I started really young.
Get it, girl. That's amazing. Okay.
And I've been in mortgage for the last 10 years. So it's been my baby, my passion. I started when my son was first born because I thought I needed a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Joke. That's not the truth.
I think the best question is do you work on weekends? It's is my phone working?
Yeah, for real.
Yes.
So that's a little bit about
I'm
me.
working.
Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brittany Samperry. I'm the business development manager for TDECU Credit Union. I also just celebrated 5 years with TDECU. My career has always been in the credit union world, always in the financial institution and always doing business development. So I get the privilege of working with our mortgage team and helping to build business and build relationships.
Which she's done with American Realty, which has been great. We've had an ice cream truck and we've had delicious breakfast.
Coffee.
Yes, we
And
love
coffee.
our American
not
Realty
ice cream
partners.
truck, coffee, not ice cream.
Everything.
Yes.
Treats.
Yes,
all
they
the
take care of
things.
us.
We
They
love
take
that
care of
team.
us. Yes.
Yes.
Mujer.
I'm Angelina Martinez. I am a mortgage loan officer here at
Bilingüe
the credit
también.
union. Hablo español.
Claro.
I've been with the credit union since 2012. I've been in the finance industry for 15 years. I've been in mortgage for a little over 5 years now, and this is something that I love doing. I love helping people. I love seeing those faces when they're closing on their future homes and giving them just that full knowledge of what they're getting into.
Yeah.
And just improving.
And I haven't personally got to close anything yet with Angie, but we have started the process before with some clients. So I have seen firsthand what you see, and the tenderness that you hear in her voice is what you get at the table. So that's been a pleasure.
you.
One day, Lord, in the name of Jesus. Okay. All right. So some questions that I have for you guys is, for those that are unfamiliar with TDECU, just give us a little bit about TDECU's history and its mission serving Brazoria County.
Okay.
Well, we're celebrating. This is our celebration year.
Yeah.
This is 70 years, y'all.
70 years.
Yes, we're old. Okay, we've been in this.
We're established.
Okay, so that's why that's so special to my dad, because he'll be 69 this year. So TDECU is a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And we started with Dow employees putting money together to help a friend get a refrigerator.
$35 loan.
Yeah, a $35. Wow.
That's how we started.
Yeah. So I always feel like it's important to tell that, because it was friends getting together to help a friend out. And that's what we still do to this day. We're just friends helping friends get mortgage loans, get credit cards, consumer loans, get a bank account, get education, because a lot of times people don't understand the banking world. It's still really untouched, sometimes. So we're here to educate everybody about that. And that's why we're doing this podcast today.
Well, and that, we did not particularly planned that necessarily culture, but I was like, I just kind of want 4 friends hanging out, talking about what we do. And here we are, 4 friends talking about what we do.
Yes.
What you had mentioned, sorry, I'm a very touchy person, so God bless.
We're loving
No, it's okay. I'll warm your hands up, girl.
Yeah, no, I love it. But I will say, I think the banking institution in and of itself, I think, is very intimidating to people. I think just the facets, and I really think that there's a lot of just bad rep, that comes from banks and loans, and I didn't get that loan from that bank, and I think that's why there's just it's overwhelming.
Well, there is a difference between banks and credit unions, and
explain that.
Yeah. So banks, they have shareholders, and usually the shareholders are people who have a lot of money invested into that bank. And with us, each member who has a savings account is a shareholder. Cool. So they have a part ownership in the bank. So you have voting rights, you guys. And we're having that here soon too, right, Brittany?
Our annual meeting is coming up. Is it next Thursday night?
So that would be, today is the 21st.
What's the date of that?
So Friday would be the 28th. So that would be the 27th.
All of our members are invited to the annual meeting. It's actually here in Lake Jackson. And yes,
they give a lot away too.
Yes, we give away some prizes, and we are basically allow our members get to vote in our board of directors, and they have voting rights. Because that's another difference between a bank and a credit union. Our board of directors are volunteers, and when you're at a bank, those board of directors are paid. So that's a nice little incentive sometimes.
Yeah.
So
wow. Okay, so that's Thursday, March 27th. Is that correct?
Thursday, March 27th. Okay. Yes.
Thursday, March 27th, 2025. Where is it going to be?
Be there, be square.
Do you know where it is? Do we know where it is?
We do. I wasn't prepared for
moment.
that.
We can always drop it in the comments, right?
Yes,
We could.
for sure. Yeah, I can put that in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so while she's looking to confirm that, you had just talked about how TDECU is a credit union, not a bank, and how it's different. What is one, especially for home buyers, how would that be a support, the difference between a bank and a credit union? How could that be a support to home buyers? Or what would be like an incentive that comes to them?
Y'all, I'm going to try to not overtalk, so Angie, you go.
Say that again.
You can
overtalk.
Okay, well, I can answer it. Well, okay, so for most of the lending practices, because mortgage is heavily regulated, we all have similar practices in how we lend and do our guidelines that way. However, with our internal products, which is our portfolio loans, those ones we can get a little bit more flexible. Okay, so say, you don't have the 2 years. A lot of times people are like, I haven't been in the job 2 years. Okay, and I mean, for us, that's fine. We just need to make sure there's consistency there, Oh, I don't really have any money in the bank. Okay, fine. We got products for that, There's a lot of, I don't have 20% down.
We look at the story.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know who does.
Yeah, we thoroughly look at the story, Maybe other lenders, they look at numbers, they look at, we do too. But if another lender can't do it, little story time, I just had 2 rescue files this past month. Other lender last minute couldn't do it. Our in-house portfolio products, getting their story, knowing credit, knowing what was on there.
For real, she's one of the best.
Noticed that the client had some mortgage fraud. He was a junior, had to figure out some provided a letter of explanation. Disputed, quickly got stuff off credit. He was able to close within 15 days.
Yeah, wow. Okay, that's a big deal.
So that's where, utilizing someone that's been in the industry for a good
I might have someone for you then.
Yes.
I mean, hearing that story, I might have some
problem solving and figuring out a solution, and I know with our products that we can do that.
Wonderful.
And that's what sets us apart.
We like to talk to that we're about the person, the member. Like Angie said, what's your story? You're not just a number, you're a person to us.
Yeah.
And so that's a big difference that I think between a bank and a credit union.
Well, and another reason why I, specifically asked you guys is because I this is true story. I had someone text me yesterday and they were like, hey, I was thinking about doing Rocket Mortgage, or, you know, and I just name dropped.
That's okay.
But whatever. The point is what I think makes the difference about even my business also is being able to go to the credit union and say, I need to talk to Brittany, or I need to see Angie. I need to go talk to Vanessa. Something came up, and they're very readily available. And it's a person versus a phone call versus an email. And I think that's huge.
And you have our cell phone numbers. You don't have to call the 1-800.
I do have their cell phone
numbers. Get lost in the 1-800 number or get lost on the website.
Yeah.
You have our direct lines.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That, I mean, to me, that's a really, really big deal, especially, and you and I have ran into this, especially with people that are coming from a different country, and not understanding how different the financial process works in that aspect.
And that's where I provide that knowledge, and I make sure that they have that full understanding, because that's a reflection of myself. I have to make sure that they know exactly what they're getting into, because the reason why I got into this industry is because I purchased a home. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
I wanted a house so bad. I just signed until I had the opportunity to be able to get into the mortgage industry, and now knowing I will not put my clients through that.
Yeah.
I truly, they're like family to me.
No, and I will attest to that. I felt like that when I was sitting across the table with her.
And then sometimes that means that we have to have those hard conversations too. I mean, I love to give everybody the American dream. I really do. However, I also don't want somebody to wake up in a couple months and be freaked out about, I don't know how to make their mortgage payment.
Yeah.
I've worked in servicing, and to hear somebody on the other line saying, hey, I need help, I don't know what to do. And it's really hard, you know? And I mean, I don't want to hear those conversations at all, or have it. So up front, being honest with them. I know I have loan officers just say, hey, it's just not the right time for you. And that's okay.
See, and that to me, it's not, of course, we're all in this industry. We're all in what you would consider sales, marketing. It really is about the person. And because I've seen the other side of, foreclosure, heck, we almost faced it last year. I mean, let me just be very blunt and plain and simple. And I would never want to put someone in that position, knowing, because the market is just very volatile, and not understanding fully what you're getting into, not having someone explain that to you. But hearing that phone call, like, we might have to sell our house because we can't make this work. You would never want to put anybody in that position.
No.
So to me, that's a really big deal, and I appreciate that. Let's talk about the community program, the Heroes, because I did just refer someone to Cheryl, which is y'all's other person. Cheryl's not here.
That's my girl.
Cheryl does not like the camera.
No, she
Shout out to Cheryl.
Shout out to Cheryl. Huge shout out to Cheryl. We love you.
TDECU staple.
Yeah, she really is. She's been in at the credit union for 43 years, y'all, and so she has just so much knowledge to give. But I mean, because she's been here for so long, she also has a lot of PTO, y'all.
No, and I'd asked her, but she's been so well known in the business. Like my dad, when I told him I was going to be meeting with you guys, he was like, "Oh, are you going to talk to Cheryl?" And I was like, "How do you know Cheryl?" He's like, "She worked with us when we first got here." And I was
I'm telling you, she's generational, like, mortgage lender.
Hi, she trained me. Fantastic.
Seriously.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Cheryl.
Yeah,
I would not.
But her
Shout out
aunt,
to you. We love you.
Her aunt, happy birthday, Auntie, because it was her 97th birthday. That's why she went over to Louisiana and to go celebrate. Yeah, so happy birthday.
I'll tag you, Cheryl. You're welcome. Okay, so, but about that Community Heroes program, I was talking to someone who is part of that. She's part of that community. So explain what that is, who gets to be part, and how you can possibly look into qualifying.
Well, the Community Champion program, it's a lender credit. You can tie it to any primary home purchase program that we offer here at the credit union. We offer several different products. It's not just a 100% financing promo, but it can be tied to that. It's up to $7,000, and it's 1.5% off of the sales price, or off of the loan amount, and it's tailored to active and retired. teacher, anyone that works in the school district.
Can you clarify that? Because that was very eye-opening when we met the other day, and I was, sorry. Hi. You have very nice legs, by the way, but anyway.
You can be the clerk, and we can give you that credit.
Any staff employee.
Yeah, she had brought that
You
up.
can be the teacher's assistant. You're not a teacher just yet, but you might be a teacher's assistant. Who knows,
Yes.
And then custodians?
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's a big deal. Okay, so let's go down the list. So
as long as your
teachers,
paycheck says it.
Anyone that works in an ISD, school district, any staff employee, active military, first responders, our law enforcement, retirees in those fields.
And we just opened up to a little bit even more, y'all. Like, I know one thing I love about TDECU is we start somewhere and then we expand it. Like, we're like, oh, we're not, you know.
It's like Oprah.
I know. And I just love it about us. We're always trying to make sure that we can expand our programs or incentives to help more people out. So
but I think that's very fair and competitive. I think, honestly, like, that's something that is important because, like I said, not every lender is created equal. And to be able to show that and say, we want to help you, or willing to go that extra mile for you, that's why TDC is kind of special to me.
Especially the ones that we know what they're doing in the community. So we've just opened it up. Go ahead, Angie. I'm sorry.
Just open it up to 501c3 nonprofit organizations. So anyone that works for a nonprofit, they qualify.
That's a big deal.
I love it.
Can you repeat that one more time, just so everybody could hear that?
So 501c3 nonprofit organizations qualify for the 1.5% lender credit.
Community champions, yes.
Wow,
yes,
that's phenomenal.
About this program.
So, let's see. Are there any? This might be a non-touchable. Are there any special rates that go with that, or do we want to table that for another time?
It's tailored for primary home purchase programs.
Okay.
So you get those programs tend to have the better rates versus investment, but it's tailored to our home buyers.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
You don't have to be a first-time home buyer as long as you're buying a primary home.
Yeah.
What is another common loan that you have seen processed recently that people, or I say a common loan, what is another program that TDC offers that you have seen come across recently or more frequent that you could explain or describe?
So we also offer construction loans, but we offer a lot and land loans here.
Very popular.
Yes, those are really popular.
Yes. Close several, minimum 10% down on that program.
On the lot loan.
On the lot loan, but a lot of lenders don't offer that. And we just opened that up to a lot, minimum 10% down. So that's what we're also offering. Construction, condos, condo loans as well here at the credit union.
That's a big deal.
We service all over the state of Texas. I just closed a loan down in the Valley. We everywhere. Everywhere.
Wow, that's really cool. That's new to me. That's important to me because my dad's doing some things with investing, but
residential lot.
Yeah,
or mixed use.
Okay. So, let's kind of back up a little bit. Can one of you briefly?
Are you looking at me?
I say, oh no, well because you're very knowledgeable, both of you are. But I'm saying briefly, in a nutshell, I come off the street. I have my W-2. I have my tax ID, I have my W-2. I have my ID, my driver's license. I have recent bank stubs. I'm thinking my realtor, who's knowledgeable, told me go talk to TDCU and see what you qualify for. Walk us through that process of what it would look like.
Oh, that's what I do every day.
Okay, so let's do a day in the life of Angie.
I just called 2 clients this morning. So just, introduce ourselves, get to know their story. What would they like to do? What are their goals? Budget, ask them, what is your budget? What can you feel like you can afford monthly payment wise right now? And then we'll tailor the pre-qualification to that amount. If it's not what you were expecting, then let's look at a full financial review. Let's see what you may need to tweak personally to afford more of a home. Okay, on paper, you may qualify for a lot more, but is it within your budget?
That's so important. I'm so glad you brought that up. I really am glad that you brought that up. So if somebody comes in and they're like, well, I don't even know what to how I would go about that, how I would go about thinking, where do people come up with that? I'm sure most people that are wanting to get a house, they're either coming out of college and they've just came out of apartment rent, somebody that's currently renting a house, this is what we pay in rent. So how do you kind of help guide them through, let's look at more realistic what you're looking at as far as interest, all of those things. I say interest, that's a
So we look at their income thoroughly. We calculate debt ratios, credit. We provide, and then I'll provide them different scenarios, and then go over those payments into detail, and then ask them, is this something that's within your budget
that you're comfortable with?
What would you like to tweak? I understand you've been renting for so many years. Paying 100% interest, paying your landlord's mortgage. But this is something that you're building your generational wealth. This is something that is yours. The payment may be higher than what you're paying in rent, but we have to include those taxes and that insurance. HOA, all that factors into your monthly expense.
Right.
So we go over fixed products. I go over the possibility if your payment were to go up, you are fixed, but it's the market, taxes, insurances. You've seen I've seen a large influx in rates on insurance in this area because of Hurricane Beryl. So that's something that I always I give them that knowledge. It's not, we don't want to increase your monthly payment. We don't want to do that.
Right.
But expect that to happen. So if you think we're tweaking numbers within your budget now, it can go up later. And we have to work through that. And then they have the decision to decide if they want to increase that amount or lower it.
And that, after talking so I've had the privilege to serve now 3 first-time home buyers, and that was one of the, I guess, real talks, like the great Aunt Megan, real talks. That's like, okay, you see this number now on March 21st, 2025. You see this number now. Next year, March 21st of 2026, it's going to look a little bit different, and who knows, somebody else may come along the way. And that number is going to look a little bit different because it's going to be part of, it changes. So trying to explain the reality of the variable of what people are going to be paying as far as when it comes to their mortgage payment. And I don't think that's necessarily a hard thing to swallow because they understand it's a reality, right? It's a reality. And I tell them, well, as your realtor, I can help you fight your taxes. Not always get what you want, but I can help you fight them.
And tax reviews come out in, April, May. That's usually when the value is determined. And then October is when the tax rate is finalized. So there's like 2 times. You'll have the first hit of your value. You're like, ooh, there's a shock there, right? and of course you're like, ooh,
did not see that coming.
I didn't realize my house is now worth $1 million. But now there's $1 million worth of taxes that comes along with that. So, and then October, when those tax rates get approved, that's when you're able to really calculate. So you really only have like 2 months to kind of make sure
that you have everything
enough
under control.
Or if you are escrowed, you're able to at least get ahead of the game, because when your analysis gets done in like February, I believe, that's when you could either pay the deficit or shortage.
Well, and I just wanted to add to TDECU, we keep our loans for the life of the loan.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
Yes, we do not outsource our loans. And so if you do have a question, because I obviously have more mortgage with TDECU, and when I was a first-time home buyer 3 years ago when I bought my house, I still called my loan officer because I had a little question that I wasn't familiar with, and we're able to pull up my information because we keep the loans. So that's a nice little
that's a
huge
huge
for our
incentive.
members as well, to know
huge.
that they're not getting a message from somebody else and they're like, is this a scam? No, TDECU will keep your loan.
And you did say that, though. There are sometimes messages that look like they're from TDECU and they're not. So really making sure, because there's like these little things that, I can help fight your taxes or whatever, and it could be, some things it will say, I know your mortgage is with TDECU, but it's not us sending it to them. So
so can you, just like real quick, can you, I keep saying real quick, this This is not quick. But is there anything that people can kind of look out for to make sure that it's not TDECU, or are there things that you guys have seen that people have brought in from the community that's like?
Yeah, after you close on a home, you're going to be bombarded with all of these offers,
sometimes coupons,
insurances. Of course, everything's recorded, so the public information. They're going to know that your loan is tied with the credit union. So I always advise, hey, text your loan officer. Just let them know, hey, what's this? Read it. If it's not labeled TDECU, it's not from us.
Yeah.
Okay. But always keep track of your mailing, especially within those first 60 days, because you want to make sure the title company send out your insurance payoff to the right insurance agency, and you're not, they receive payment, because we've run into instances where some numbers were transposed and insurance didn't get there.
Yeah.
So we quickly, because we service the loan, we can quickly get that situated and get a hold of Great American Title to reissue a check and get that paid. But calls, you'll receive calls on home warranty, stuff like that. You see that a lot.
Yeah.
If you're unsure, call TDECU. Call your financial institution and ask them, what is this? It's nothing just to make a phone call if you're unsure of what it is that you're receiving.
Yeah. I scanned my document. I was like, I don't know what this is. Can you guys take a look at it? Because I don't know too. And we're in the mortgage world. I'm like, what do you need from me? I don't understand this document.
Well, for me, like even as soon as we go through option period, of course, we get bombarded, and I say we, my clients as well, they'll get bombarded with text messages from random, and there's nothing wrong with it, but just random inspection companies, right? They're like, hey, we're HG home, whatever inspections. Let us come do for a discounted price or whatever. And I'm like, you have the freedom to choose, but I'm just letting you know that is not for me. That is not solicited from me.
There is an opt-out pre-screen site that clients can enroll for up to 5 years, and I can always share that information with you.
Put it in the comments. Yes. We'll for sure put it in the comments.
And, when a lender pulls credit, officially hard pulls credit, they're bombarded with calls, and with other lenders offering their services, inspectors, title companies. So it can be very overwhelming, especially if they're processing a loan at the same time. Is Angelina calling me, or is that somebody a collect call?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, and I'm speaking for you guys too, you would rather them call you ahead than come back and say, hey, something happened. You would rather them call you and reach out to you first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like we're all available. You can't reach Angie, you can reach Tim. If you can't reach Cheryl, you reach me. If you can't reach all three of us for somehow, you call Brittany.
You can call Brittany.
That's what you did.
That's what I did. I couldn't find my number from Vanessa. Yes, and I reached out to Brittany.
It was funny, like she sent me an Instagram, and my notifications,
I
y'all.
stalked you.
I know. My notifications are on like silent. It will notify me once I'm in the app, but I don't like have it where it pops up on my screen because I always get distracted. I'm like, oh, who's calling me?
You can always reach out to us via Instagram as well.
Yes.
We're not just any regular credit union. We are the credit union.
Credit union.
Yes.
We work all. I think credit unions get kind of sometimes a bad rap. Oh, they're only 9 to 5, 8 to 5. You could text me at really on the weekend, anytime. I'll respond with you within a reasonable time. You know what I mean?
And that's very true. I can attest to that. Very true.
So we're not just that 8 to 5 type mortgage, lender. We're here to fully serve you and give you that. If clients want to meet after hours, after work, we can make. I'm a traveling MLO. I'll meet you wherever you need to.
Love that. I wanted to ask you because you're I forgot your title, but I know that
development.
Okay, so part of business development, can you expand upon or just kind of share a little bit about the passion involving the community and what TDECU has already been part of and what TDECU already does, being part of this community? Because I see you guys being I won't say the word sponsors, but our partners.
No, absolutely. I mean, I can start by our relationships are, for example, Buc-ee's. I know, I didn't plan this.
Hey.
But I did stop by Buc-ee's on my way here. Yes. We have a great relationship and partnership with Buc-ee's, U of H. Texans, and then we have our relationships with our realtor partners.
We're one. American Realty.
American Realty.
We appreciate you.
We're here to support our realtor partners, our brokers, our home builder partners, and even extend off of that, right? Even in our communities, we also have TDECU Cares, which is our community program where we help school districts, financial education during Christmas time, like we volunteerism. So we're very, very involved in the community, and we're here to support. And so obviously our roots are in Lake Jackson.
Yeah.
So you guys, we really take care of and help our Lake Jackson family, as we call them.
Yes.
But we are growing and we are expanding, and we want to expand the love even further. Like Angie said, we service all of Texas, and so we are in the Dallas market, we are in Victoria market, and expanding into Central Houston even further. And so we want to keep those relationships going.
I know, and this may be tabled, but there is a building.
There is a building.
It can't be taken. We have to talk about that.
There's a building.
Right across from HEB.
I'm gonna make a song.
So can we talk about the building, because it has those letters?
We can. We're very excited about, because again, speaking of growing and expanding, and the reason why we grow and expand is because we want to service our members. And so I think it was time for a new building.
Yeah.
And so it will be a branch. We will be able to service our members there. There's actually going to be a little bit of meeting space there as well.
Yay! That's good for
And
us.
some greenery, right?
Yes.
Where we're going to have some nice open field areas as well.
Yeah.
When's the grand opening? More details to come.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's coming. It's good. We're very excited about it.
I drive by it. I mean, and the kids, the twins, they're working on their letters right now. It's really sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. That's so they can tell the C. They haven't really caught the T yet, but they got the C. And they're like, "Look, Mom, it's the big C with the red." I'm like, "Yeah, it's TDECU.
It's a long acronym.
Oh, and
Yes,
they have the U part because they call it the smile, the long smile.
We'll take it. We
Yeah.
like the smile.
So, but yeah, just very exciting, and is right next to HEB.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we drove by it, and we know that that's coming, but more details to come.
Sooner than later. Sooner than later.
Awesome. Awesome. So with in closing, because like I said, I wanted to make this simple and sweet. But in closing, what do you see as in each of you, in each of your hearts, and each of what you have been part of with TDECU as a TDECU family? What do you see as community banking, future in real estate? What do you see for Lake Jackson, Angleton, Brazoria County, surrounding countries? Wow, surrounding cities, just as movement.
Well, I just feel like we're growing, but our core value is to improve lives, help our members, do it with integrity, love what you do. Mortgage, there's wave effects. It's up, it goes down.
Yeah.
But having that knowledge, that right partner, having the right partners with you along the way to make sure you succeed is what we really do here.
Yeah.
With the credit.
For sure. I can see that.
Yeah.
Anything different you want to add? Anybody else?
Well, I feel like we're heavily invested. It's of course there's us in mortgage. We have Brittany, but we also have market presidents. I mean, Travis, he's amazing.
I haven't met Travis.
I know. I wanted to bring him on, but I was like, if I ask him last minute, and
He's not gonna like you.
No, I was like, that's already my one favor this year. Like I can't, I try to pull my cards when I can, y'all. So, Travis, he's our market president for out here, and he's heavily involved in the community. He's always trying to get more exposure. I mean, we have Noel out here as well. I mean, we have so many people. It's not just us, it's the whole credit union. We all invest in our communities, in making sure everybody's educated and anywhere we can. We want to make sure that people it's not just this one transaction. And I feel like we've always talked about that. It's not just your bank account, it's not just your mortgage loan, it's your whole financial journey.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop when you do this mortgage loan. It doesn't stop when you purchase that car loan. It continues on, it evolves, it changes, and we're always going to be here along that journey.
And so if anybody, or if someone wanted to start that journey, this is like the lending phases. These are some of the lending phases that you would see. This is some of the community phase. This is a lot of the community phase.
She does a lot of everything. Like, yeah, she wears a lot of different ones. Today's the mortgage one, but she has a lot of other ones in her arsenal. So.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, now that they kind of have a recognition of who you guys are, if someone, like I said before, if someone were to come in off the street and they would like to be, or they're interested in getting started with their journey or their story with TDECU, how would you lead them or advise them and such?
Esmeralda, the branch manager over there at Lake Jackson.
Right. Because, that's another misconception of credit unions. Members, we call them members, they come to credit unions for a loan, but we are a full financial institution. So coming off the street, you want a savings account. It's a $5 deposit for your savings account. And there's no fees. There's no monthly fees. You're considered as a member, and we have a Value Plus checking account where you can...
Great rates.
Yeah, with great rates. Better than our CD rates right now. And so,
okay, y'all just went to Greek.
No,
sorry.
We've been with the credit union so long. We've built relationships within our branches with our member care.
Yeah.
We have someone for you.
Yes.
So if you're
everybody's
local,
a resource.
we recommend going to the branch, build that relationship there. And if we're over the phone, I will connect you with someone that will provide you that level of service that I provide. So.
And I know, okay, I'm glad that you brought that up. So when she said branches, in my mind, I'm thinking there's different families. So there's a Lake Jackson family, there's a Freeport family, there's
over 38 service locations.
Yeah, the Angleton family. So as far as like branches, it doesn't, if you're in Angleton, you don't necessarily have to stay in Angleton. You can go to Lake Jackson, or if you want, you can stay with your branch. But as far as that goes, just...
And everything you can do online.
Yes.
We do have an app. We do have an app when you can go online.
And it's so easy to use, y'all. I mean, I go on there and I'm like, well, for a second there, I couldn't remember my password.
Same.
So,
face recognition.
Yeah. Yes, it does have that.
Face
it
recognition.
does have it now. But back in the day, I'd be like, I text Monica.
Reset my password. I have to call Laura for my password. She has passwords.
I have a connect.
I have a person.
Yes.
She's my person. So shout out to Laura Hill. You're amazing. But she takes care of me. But the password thing, I cannot handle that. But yes. Yep. So it's mobile. You have that availability. Yes. And I do appreciate that it's, you can go to different branches and make connections with different people. Like the first time I met with Angie at a branch was in Freeport, which is just so happened to be where my client was closest to. So it felt like home. And she felt very comfortable, very safe. And I say safe. It's not like you're going to go into a place and get, people are going to yell at you. It is very intimidating.
Yes.
It's very intimidating.
Missouri City branch, shout out to Amber over there because she's awesome. That branch is awesome. It's great. I love it. That's my branch, y'all.
Okay, shout out to Missouri City. Missouri City, I'm just going to call y'all the bougie because y'all bougie, but it's fancy and nice over there. But I will say, I can attest to that because I have been around these ladies and what you see is what you get. And it's just very heartwarming to have that opportunity. So, thank you, TDECU.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys. No, I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. So we will see you on the next time for Meg Speir Realtor Podcast, and I hope you have a blessed weekend.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.